But yeah, like cars are cars are going to be autonomous. But there's just so many desk jobs where really what people are doing is they're processing email, or they're answering the phone, and just anything that isn't moving atoms, like anything that is not physically, like doing physical work, that will obviously be the first thing. Those jobs will be and are being eliminated by AI at a very rapid pace. And ultimately, working will be optional, because you'll have robots plus AI, and we'll have, in a benign scenario, universal high income, not just universal basic income, universal high income, meaning anyone can have any products or services that they want.
So
but there will be a lot of trauma and disruption along the way.
So you anticipate a basic income from that the economy will boost to such an extent that a high income would be available to almost everybody. So we'd essentially eliminate poverty.
In the benign scenario, yes. So, like, the way
there's multiple scenarios.
There are multiple scenarios. There's a lot of ways this movie can end. Like, the reason I'm so concerned about AI safety is that, like, one of the possibilities is the Terminator scenario. It's not 0%. So that's why it's like I'm like really banging the drum on AI needs to be maximally truth-seeking. Like, don't force AI to believe a lie, like that. For example, the founding fathers were actually a group of diverse women, or that misgendering is worse than nuclear war. Because if that's the case, and then you get the robots and the AI becomes omnipotent, it can enforce that outcome. And then, like, unless you're a diverse woman, you're out of the picture. So we're toast.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? A lot of people think this is far off in the distance. This is not going to, happen. This is going to be decades, a century from now. No. Their timeline is by 2030. All of this will be completely rolled out, shut down. This is all that we've been talking about with AI. Well, what's happening with digital ID, the BEAST system, social credit score. What is happening globally right now, all around the world. And this is another piece in this. Let me show you this. And then I have something really, really wild to show you. So it says, new MIT study finds AI can already replace nearly 12% of the U.S. workforce.
MIT just out with a new study about AI and productivity and just how many jobs could be at risk. Mackenzie Sagalis joins us with that story. Market pays attention to these MIT studies on AI.
Yeah, that last one on 95% of enterprise adoptions of AI not working out. Now MIT has built agent clones of 151 million working Americans, essentially software counterparts to real people, in order to identify which jobs are most at risk years before layoffs hit. Now, it's called the Iceberg Index, and it uses these agents to map more than 32,000 skills across 923 occupations in 3,000 counties, revealing exposure to AI displacement in every state, not just coastal cities. The report shows that while only 2% of AI-driven wage disruption is visible in tech hubs today, there's actually a hidden layer of exposure that is 5 times larger than what we see today, cutting across industries and geographies, hence why they call it the Iceberg Index. Now, findings indicate that AI can already take over tasks tied to nearly 12% of the U.S. labor market. That's about $1.2 trillion in wages, especially in careers tied to healthcare, finance, and professional services. For lawmakers preparing billion-dollar reskilling and training investments, the index offers a detailed map of where disruption is forming down to the zip code, and crucially, a way to run what-if scenarios before they commit real money and legislation. You've got states like Tennessee, Utah, and North Carolina, also co-authors on this new report, that are already using Iceberg to test everything from new training programs to skills-first hiring rules before they formally commit to policies and spending. Guys?
I'm amazed at this story, Mackenzie, and this money quote that you use, where they argue that we're basically creating a digital twin for the U.S. labor force.
But researchers do stress that this isn't a countdown clock to layoffs. It's more of an early warning map so that policymakers can move money and training around before the shock hits. And so the coolest component of this report is the fact that the Iceberg team has built an interactive simulation environment that allows states to actually experiment with different policy levers, from shifting workforce dollars and tweaking training programs to actually exploring how changes in tech adoption might actually affect local employment and GDP. Tennessee has been the furthest along with this. They've actually built their own AI and work dashboard that tracks occupational exposure and wage effects across the state, and that's helping currently to guide its policy and spending decisions.
All right, well, let's hope Elon Musk is right then, that we won't need money or jobs.
Because work is optional?
Yeah, work is going to be optional.
Like growing vegetables.
Yeah, that would pair nicely with this.
What did I tell you? What did I tell you? It's happening now. It is already rolling out. We are seeing and feeling the effects right now. And this is the near future. What is your 2-year plan, 5-year plan, 10, 20, the plan for your children? Understand what this all means. Yeah, they make it sound like utopia, and all of these different things. But even Elon Musk, if you listen to him carefully, guys, he speaks a lot of truth. He just comes out and says it in a way that no one else really does. But he said, let's just hope we don't have a Terminator scenario, because that risk is still there. And of course, they're not going to qualify how much of that risk could possibly happen. But already in China, with the digital ID and the social credit score, their AI that they call which we're building ours here at the Stargate, all the trillions of dollars that are being spent on the AI data centers that I told you, in China, they call theirs Skynet. Just like in Terminator. And following along with Terminator, if you saw my report yesterday, the Genesis mission that was just signed by Trump, and it's through the Department of Energy, and what that's bringing together, it's called the Genesis mission. That could mean a lot of things, but then there was Terminator Genesis. And that is combining science, academia, like everything you could think of under one roof under AI. And it will be run and regulated through the government. Let me show you this now.
Yet another company laying off thousands of workers due to AI. If you're wondering what signs to look for to tell if you're about to be laid off, headline after headline is about yet another company laying off thousands of workers due to AI. If you're wondering what signs to look for to tell if you're about to be laid off, I'm going to explain step by step how exactly AI could take your job. This video is a scenario based on the intelligence curse, a deeply researched and widely circulating report in the AI industry. The Federal Reserve Chairman, Jerome Powell, says the AI hiring apocalypse is real. Job creation is pretty close to zero. Let's imagine you're the CEO of a firm with 1,000 employees, most of whom are junior or entry level. A new AI company approaches you with a pitch, an AI agent that can do the work of a junior employee for 1/5 of the cost. The more aggressive firms in your sector immediately fire most junior employees. But you're cautious. You're skeptical that this new AI can replace humans, so you treat it as a tool. Instead of outright replacing humans, everything the AIs do is subject to human approval. But within months, the AI agents are outperforming most of your human employees. This comes as a shock to you. But the experts aren't surprised. From 2019 to 2025, the length of tasks AIs could perform doubled every 7 months. This is just the trend continuing. And here's the thing, you might feel uneasy with these developments, but you can't get out of this situation. Because the more that your employees rely on the AI tool, the faster and better their work becomes. In fact, your top performers are now the ones who let the AI do everything before clicking approve. For basic tasks, humans in the loop aren't improving the work, they're slowing it down. And if you can see that, so can your board. Every day, more and more AIs join the workforce. The board is happy with the extra productivity, but not with the payroll. They have a question. Why aren't you firing the unproductive human employees? You argue to keep them on humanitarian grounds. You don't want your workers to be replaced by AI. The board isn't convinced, but you warn them that mass firings would be bad PR for the company, and that is enough to get the board off your back for now. End of quarter. Your earnings are up, but your competitors, the ones who replaced humans entirely, have reported even higher earnings at a fraction of your costs. In any other economy, your results would be a win, but here, you're losing market share, and your stock price takes a massive hit. So the board delivers an ultimatum. Fire the unproductive junior employees, or we'll replace you with a new, ruthless CEO who will replace all of your junior staff with AI. You know that you can't do any good if you get fired, so saving some jobs is better than saving no jobs. So you compromise, firing half your junior staff. You hang on to your own role and convince yourself that maybe someday, if the board allows it, you'll be able to hire all your old staff back. After all, no one else is hiring them, so they'll still be on the job market. But AI progress doesn't slow down. At this point, your managers are managing more AIs than humans, and every month, the AI agents improve, doing more and more work, while the human employees remain stagnant. AI has set a new standard that all junior human employees are failing to live up to, so the board wants you to fire all of them. You offer a compromise. All junior employees will be put on a performance improvement plan, giving them one last chance to prove their worth to the company and to prove that they can do the work that's just as good as AI. A month later, a tiny handful of exceptional junior employees who have proven their worth are promoted to management, but over 90% of them are fired. One of them is Alice. She begins searching for a new job, but finds that no one is hiring. All other firms in the sector are laying off staff as quickly as they can get away with. From her kitchen table, Alice scrolls through the headlines. GDP is climbing, the stock market is booming under the new productivity gains from AI, and yet unemployment rates are approaching 12%. Worse than any point since the Great Depression. She's just part of the statistic, and it's about to get worse. The new generation of AI agents doesn't just intend to replace the junior staff, it comes for the managers. These systems can coordinate entire teams of AIs, track every decision in real time, and optimize workflows with a precision no human manager can match, all at a fraction of the cost. When you look at your org chart, it's AIs managing AIs, and the numbers prove it works. At your next quarterly performance review, the numbers are better than ever, but the board is furious. To them, the results only confirm what they've been saying. Human managers can't compete. Your reluctance to cut them loose looks like weakness. Again, you offer a compromise. All human managers are now on a performance improvement plan. Prove you can be as good as an AI, or lose your job for failing to meet standards. A month later, 90% of your human managers are gone. At this point, unemployment has passed 15%, rapidly approaching 20%, with job loss numbers 5 times worse than the Great Recession. Yet the stock market keeps rising, thanks to AI-fueled productivity. For Alice, now 6 months into her failed job hunt, the message is clear: no one's coming to save her. So she decides to fight back. She joins rallies, writes op-eds, and throws her voice behind one big idea: UBI, a universal basic income that would guarantee every citizen $1,000 a month. It sounds like hope, but the backlash is immediate. Critics point out that $1,000 per month for every citizen would eat up 2/3 of the budget, sending the country further into debt while rewarding people for not working. Some economists take Alice's side, offering justifications for UBI. They say the increased tax revenue from GDP growth will cover it, and inflation will effectively reduce the national debt. But the debate ends when the US administration's AI czar weighs in. His verdict is blunt: UBI is a utopian fantasy, and the administration will veto any bill proposing it. Alice is devastated, but no one is surprised. The AI czar's comments perfectly echo what he said back in June 2025. The left envisions a post-economic order in which people stop working and instead receive government benefits. In other words, everyone on welfare. This is their fantasy. It's not going to happen. For Alice, the fight feels over. For AI, it's just beginning. The same month the UBI bill dies, AI clears its next milestone. In 2025, it could handle tasks that took hours. Now, the newest generation can run months-long projects without any human input or oversight. The board has seen AI replace and surpass all junior-level employees, all middle managers, all senior managers. Now, all that's left is the executives in the C-suite. They stop short of firing all of you outright, leaving you on the org chart in name only. Every day, you participate in the humiliating ritual of coming to the office to review the AI's work. And each day, with increasing horror, you realize that the AI is doing a better job than you could ever possibly hope to. After all, How could it not? The AI has more knowledge than you, it has more training than you, and because the AI CEO can monitor every single decision made within the company with perfect accuracy, it has insight into operations that no human ever could match. Unemployment smashes through 25%, breaking every historical record, even the worst days of the Great Depression, on the same day that the S&P 500 hits a new all-time high with record stock growth. Ellis's landlord is taking.
I just want to pause there, and I want to. I'll remember to put a link to this video below because this comes from Species Documenting AGI. That is the name of the channel, and this is an incredible video. Incredible. But do you see how this is all laid out? Do you see how all the pieces are moving? And what it and David Sachs is saying that, just be all that's not going to happen. That's a utopian fantasy, all of that. But Elon Musk and everything that we're seeing that's trending was saying we're going to have a universal high income. I don't know how is it high if everyone has the same income? But it is essentially so that all of us are living on a welfare system. Do you see how that's tying into the digital ID? And how you won't be able to get what was that chart I've shown you before? You won't be able to buy anything, sell anything. You won't be able to get health care. You won't transportation, telecommunications, social media. Everything will be tied to that digital ID. And this is the next step. This is what they really want. So you have no more independence, that you are completely government controlled. I don't know if you want to call this socialism, communism, transhumanism. We are entering a new phase, and this is already happening. This is not some far off thing in the future. This is happening now. So when I tell people to be prepared, okay, when I tell people that you cannot be distracted right now, you got to understand what all of this is linked to. And if you think the government is going to come and save us, no. This is part of the plan. This is why we're seeing, like I told you, all of these things converging at once. Digital ID rolling out across the world, especially in Western countries, all at once. And then the WEF, the World Economic Forum, well, they have their next steps after that. That to build and build and build and build. And we in the US are part of this. And you think about what did Elon Musk say? Okay, we're talking basically the Skynet, the Terminator option that could possibly happen. What is this going to do to our economy, the world's economy? And this is the thing, guys. This is the thing you need to be thinking about. And this is why I'm bringing you these videos. This is why I am talking about this stuff. This is why I'm almost like politics. None of that matters anymore. It doesn't. You can't vote this out. No one's going to change it for us. None of this. And you have got to be prepared spiritually. This is why I keep talking about that. There is no other option. There is no other option that I see. Yeah, you could try to get legislation that is just going to be a little movement, but this is the end goal that they want. And this is why you're seeing all this chaos and then them just openly saying things now and being bold, and you just can't figure out why this is happening. Why, how dare I thought we were in America. I thought this couldn't happen. No, it is happening. And you've got to open your eyes. But let's continue.
Her to court to evict her family from the house she's called home for the past decade. So she jumps on a bus to Washington, D.C. and joins 100,000 people swarming the National Mall, chanting "Humans First" and waving UBI banners. But you wouldn't know it from the news. TV networks barely mention it. On social platforms, live stream links vanish from feeds, under the guise of violence prevention and misinformation. The same censorship playbook authoritarian states perfected years ago in the pre-AI era. America, the world's oldest democracy, claims to still have free speech, but the online platforms that control the spread of information silence the protest. Turnout at the next rally plummets. Families keep losing jobs, healthcare, and homes, but the story almost fades from public view. Alice can't believe what she's seeing, but when she tries to talk to her neighbors, they brush her off. Keep up with the job search. Sometimes the job market is hard. half the people she talks to refuse to believe her when she says that this time, it's different. Alice then realizes something that has always been true. People's politics aren't driven by numbers, they're driven by vibes. And the vibes during Alice's most recent protest are all about the breakup between a pop star and her star athlete boyfriend, with millions of posts arguing over who's to blame. As if that mattered more than the collapse of the job market. And while the public obsesses over celebrity drama, the real drama is unfolding in the boardroom, and it's about to land squarely on your desk. You're still the CEO, technically, but the board calls you in to confirm what you've already suspected. The AI is doing your job better than you ever could. Your company is now run by an AI CEO. It makes every decision, flawlessly executes them, monitors every part of the business with perfect precision, and works 24/7 without pause. It has beaten every target the board set. You're only human, and that makes you obsolete. The stock market keeps climbing, but only AI companies selling to other AI companies are breaking records. The rest, the ones selling food, clothing, or anything meant for humans, are drying up.
And I have shown you that chart already, and I've told you. The stock market is being propped up by these AI companies, by these tech companies right now, and they're all feeding each other. There's a whole map I've shown you before. That's happening now. That is already done. That's already done. That is going to continue to grow and grow and grow. And I think Nvidia now is worth 4.5 trillion the last time I looked. It could be higher now. So are you clear? Are you clear? And I think this video does such an excellent job of explaining this. Everyone in the world needs to watch this video. Please, you need to share it. Like I said, I'll put the direct link if you don't want to include my stuff. This video needs to be seen and shared, because I've never seen such a perfect example or perfect explanation of how this is all working and tying into what is already happening today.
25% unemployment and rising poverty, there's simply less profit in selling to humans. Politicians take note. Most of the government's tax revenue and most of their campaign donations are coming from AI firms and their shareholders. So the AI economy that funds them becomes their main constituency. In the years to come, public schools crumble. With no need to prepare a new generation for the workforce, why should public schools be anything more than glorified daycare? Instead of reading and math classes, kids now spend all day watching AI-generated entertainment, served by a screen that's cheaper than a teacher with an education degree. The few remaining universities are exclusive academies for the children of elites, harkening back to the pre-industrial days of the 18th century when less than 1% of people received a university education. And with AI driving all innovation and productivity, upward mobility has now been completely eliminated. The only wealthy people left are those who acquired their wealth prior to the AI takeover of the economy, or those who inherited it. This scenario might seem far-fetched, but it doesn't take much for this dystopia to become a reality. For this scenario to work, you only have to believe in a few things. AI will continue improving up to and past the point of human intelligence. Running a human-level AI will eventually be cheaper than paying a human for the same job. Private companies exist to maximize profit, and when given the chance, will replace human employees with AI. Even the firms that initially resist will eventually be forced by competitive pressure to replace humans with AI. The media will be, or is already, largely controlled by corporations that have the mechanisms to throttle the spread of ideas that they see as destabilizing. The government is also driven by incentives, and in a world where most tax revenue comes from AI firms, it will largely cater to the interests of AI. Do any of those sound implausible to you in the next 5 years? Think about how different the world was 5 years ago, before the emergence of AI tools like ChatGPT. You might argue, well, we've been here before. Every wave of disruptive technology has always replaced some jobs, but people have always found some new ones. And you'd be right. AI isn't the first time we've seen a new technology threaten to replace human labor, but AI is unique because the companies building it have explicitly made it their goal to replace all human labor. OpenAI literally made it part of their founding charter. And to make matters worse, AI can accelerate the spread of the paradox of plenty. When technology or resources make a country richer while keeping most of the citizens poorer, by concentrating wealth in the hands of a few individuals and corporations. We've already seen it with oil and minerals. Why is Venezuela, owner of the world's largest oil reserves, enduring near famine conditions? Why is the Congo sitting on trillions of dollars in mineral wealth while its people are among the poorest in the world? Or look at Nigeria, Africa's biggest oil producer, with an appalling poverty rate of 47%. This is the resource curse. Oil, diamonds, and gold can make a country rich on paper, yet individual citizens can still go hungry. In fact, when a country's wealth is more concentrated in a single extractive industry, it becomes a natural recipe for corruption. Whoever owns the oil rigs or diamond mines has all the money they need to buy off the generals, judges, and media. But how can we avoid this? The countries that escaped the resource curse were the ones that had human-driven industries, where the wealth wasn't owned by a single person and dug out of the ground, but created by human labor. Countries like Taiwan or South Korea didn't have a natural resource jackpot. The only way that these countries could become richer and more powerful was by investing in their people, giving people access to food, nutrition, and schools so that they'd grow up to be more productive citizens capable of designing better smartphones, microchips, and entertainment. When your biggest industries rely on human talent, the humans have the bargaining power to demand better living conditions. But now, AI threatens to take that leverage away. It could do what oil did to countries like Venezuela and Russia, concentrating power and wealth in the hands of a small number of corrupt oligarchs at the expense of everyone else. A kind of wealth that benefits the few while making everyone else poorer. In a world where AI can do everyone's job for less money, humans have no leverage, no bargaining power to demand a higher minimum wage. This is called the intelligence curse. We want a future where AI uplifts humans without replacing humans. So how do we prevent AI from replacing us? What are the things we should let AI do, and what are the things we shouldn't let it do? We need to keep an eye on three things: whether AI is intelligent, whether it's autonomous, and whether it's general. We can have a highly intelligent AI that is good at only one specific thing. Take AlphaFold, the AI that won the Nobel Prize in chemistry in 2024. It's good at one specific thing: predicting protein structures. It takes research that might have taken months or years and accomplishes it in hours. It's a massive scientific breakthrough, but AlphaFold is only good at one specific thing. It helps medical research, and it doesn't threaten humanity's future. We can also have AIs that are intelligent and autonomous. Look at self-driving cars. Driving is a complex task that requires an advanced AI to safely navigate the roads, and these cars are also autonomous, but they don't have general intelligence. A self-driving Waymo car is only good at one thing: driving. The part where AI becomes dangerous is when it becomes general. A general AI is good at everything, and we're getting closer to seeing general AI with LLMs and multimodal AIs like Claude and GPT. An AI with general intelligence could replace human workers at practically every job, which again, is the goal that OpenAI openly admits to. But the danger isn't just that the AI will make humans irrelevant. A general intelligence that's good at everything could learn to improve itself or create new AIs. It can become more and more powerful, exponentially, until it becomes a superintelligence, far smarter than even the smartest humans. AI scientists are terrified that this is not only possible, but likely to happen. Watch this video next to understand exactly how a superintelligent AI takeover might happen, based on a famous report by AI researchers.
Wow.
We can have a high...
Sorry. Wow. Wow. I'm just trying to pull that chart back up that they show. Actually, I'll just keep it here. I told you 2030. He even showed the 2030. That is the goal. That is the goal. Digital ID, what Bill Gates has said. I'm researching more dates, said that 2028, everyone needs to have a digital ID by 2028, or they'll be out of society. So when I tell you this is the most important thing, this laid out that no amount of protesting, voting, when they said that we would no longer have to vote, everyone thought that was a joke or a dunk on the libs. Is it? Is it? And doesn't it make everything else seem small? And this is why I will continue to tell you, you are going to have to look within. You're going to have to look up. You can't rely on a government. You can't rely on a revolution, a leader, a politician, a country, America. Anything is going to save you. There is but one thing. And I've told you guys all of this before. I don't care if you don't want to hear it. If you're not spiritual, if it sounds cuckoo and tinfoil, okay. This sounded tinfoil at one point, but we're here now. But the word of God, the Bible, has predicted all of this. And I'm going to be diving more into some more things I found out. I'm just in a live stream that is just all morning. I was just mind blown. But I don't want you to feel less. Seeing this is like shocking. It's shocking to the system. It's terrifying. It could put you into a depression, but you don't need to be depressed. And this is one reason I do my lives, to go through and show you guys that we can have a future, to have hope. But every single thing, these prophecies, what we have known was going to happen in the Word of God, that is taking place right now. You combine that with 3i Atlas and Project Bluebeam and just the myriad of signs and wonders that are happening right now. This is where it's all going. And this is why you can no longer be focused on just these day-to-day things, this enslavement that they call life right now, that they have, done to us. It's so layered. It's just a tendril that cannot be undone. There is but one place to look now. And that is why I will continue to try to build you up spiritually, because what do you have without that? What do you have without that? All right, guys. So I don't want you to fear. And like I told you, if you want to have some encouragement, if you want to see these amazing things, we're not living in the most technologically advanced society that we've ever lived in. And in fact, let me show you this real quick, because it gives you a little bit of what I showed people last night. Okay. This is an ancient carving, and I want you to tell me what it looks like. These are thousands of them all around the world that we have not had access to. I've been talking about the World's Fair and so many things, guys. The technology we have today, if you think that we are the most advanced civilization and believe all the nonsense, if you believe the government, if you believe our textbooks and who McGraw-Hill was owned by Ghislaine Maxwell's father, what we learned in school, with the Rockefellers creating our school system. If you believe what the government tells you, God bless you, but I can't do it. I can't do it. And these are confirmed. I've been bringing these up and showing people in my lives. I'm going to do some more today. But what does that look like this person is sitting at? Got another one for you. Look at this. Another ancient depiction. And I actually showed this. I showed this last night, and I didn't notice it today. I was seeing there's just like two bros sitting in a car, in an actual car. This is an ancient carving. An ancient carving. You'll see there's helicopters, guys. It's insane, the things that we have not been taught or told. Okay. But notice something. This somebody pointed out to me today. There is a Mercedes logo in the top one. This is not fake, guys. This is not fake. This is not AI or any of that. These are artifacts. Things found on temple walls. All has the Mercedes logo. This is just a taste of what has been discovered. So when I tell you nothing new is under the sun, this that we're about to go through is new, but it's ushering something that is very old, that was told to us and prophesied that will happen. And again, you don't have to get into religion, you have to believe in, take your chances, believe in what you want to believe. But I want to show people the signs and one of these things that God lets us know that he is here, that he is real, and that we're going to be okay. Okay, but that's a whole process and a spiritual awakening that you must have. Because if you just look around right now, it is just, you're going to fall apart. I don't even know how you would function. But this is the way out. Otherwise, it's Skynet, it's Terminator Genesis, it's complete destruction of humanity. And there's even more that they have coming up that they're planning. An entire one world government. And we're not far off, guys. Like we're here. We're here. These things are rolling out for a reason and a purpose. And if you don't open your eyes and ears, you're just going to be caught up in, whatever entertainment or distraction that they want you caught up in. This is the time to lock down, get your spiritual life right. Okay. So like I told you, I've been talking about it, and I hope you are open to it, because this is the reality. All right. So with that, make sure you are subscribed. I will leave the original link below in the description box. And yeah, I will see you guys very soon.